Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Elias and welcome back to Age of Engineering. In the last episode, we went to the moon. We collected some dilithium, and I've got a stack of dilithium crystals, as well as we have some dilithium dust lying around. And yeah, we've got to now kind of progress through the space age. We need to go back to space, but this time, rather than going to the moon, we're going to be using the dilithium crystals and a warp core, which we will need to be making on a space station, which we will also need to be making to go to other planets, such as like Mars, and start collecting the resources we're going to need for, for getting to the next stage, which is mechanism. So, last episode, I had tested something with this guy, the quantum quarry, and I had tested to see if maybe by making it mine the moon biome, we would get dilithium here in the mining dimension. Well, that didn't work. So as far as I can tell, that is just not going to work. And that's okay. We will live. That will be fine. We can try other things. But that means that we're probably going to need to go back to the moon at some point. And that's okay. It's just going to be a little bit of a hassle. So I am currently making a bunch of circuit boards, some basic circuit chips, whatever, just for the fun of it, just because I could. And today we are going to be looking into RFTools Teleportation. So the matter transmitter, matter receiver, and the dialing device are the main things we're going to need. And we're going to need a lot of these. Unfortunately, they're incredibly expensive. So let's start real quick with the warp core. I want to talk about the warp core real quick. So this thing is not that hard to make, by itself at least. But if we take a look at the holo projector and what it says we need for the warp core, one of the big things we need is titanium blocks. We need 15 of those. So I did some math. That means we're going to need 135 ingots of titanium. That is insane. That is, if we go here, titanium dust, wrong one. Titanium dust comes from small piles of titanium. And to get these, the only way is to get bauxite dust. So we need 12 bauxite dust for 2. So we need 12 bauxite per titanium. So we're going to need 12 times like 130 some. I currently have 7 extra. Unfortunately, and this is the bad part, I had thought that we could get more titanium from, getting it from the molecular, what is this thing called? Molecular transformer? The thing we're using to turn iron into iridium. Yeah, molecular transformer. So this thing, I thought we could turn chrome into titanium. Well, turns out it's only the other way around. We can turn redstone to rubies. That would be good to get more chrome, but that's not really useful. So we can turn titanium into chrome. Both the ingot form and the dust form, I do believe. But not vice versa. So that means we're going to need all that bauxite ore. So what I did between episodes is, other than I processed a ton of materials, I'll get to that in a minute, I went ahead and made a brown lens. This makes a better chance to get bauxite. And to get the brown lens, I did have to go back to the overworld and explore for a jungle. We'd actually already found a jungle. We just didn't have any cocoa beans from it, so I fixed that problem. Anyways, I have a bunch of blocks on me right now so that we can make the the space station later. We'll get to that here soon. but I want to get started on making these matter transmitters. So I said I made a whole bunch of things, so I cleared out the ardite ore, a good bit of the osmium, as well as the cobalt. So I just went into here, looked at a bunch of the ores, and processed a bunch of stuff. Also went through and got a bunch of the yellow garnets. Before I had looked to see that you couldn't actually turn the chrome back into titanium, and I've been processing all that stuff. Not much to say about that. Most of it's useless. Age of Engineering as a mod pack does disable a lot of recipes with Tech Reborn. Yeah, because this is Neotech, right? Yeah, Tech Reborn. So a lot of the stuff is just not useful. Anyways, let's take a look at what we need to do. So we'll get to the satellite stuff after a little bit. That shouldn't be too bad to do. But we need to make matter receivers, matter transmitters, and the dialing device. Let's start with the dialing device because that's going to be the easiest thing. The dialing device itself requires a machine frame. So we're going to need one transmitter, 2 receivers, and 1 dialing device to begin with. As we go on, we're going to get more receivers. And I have a way, so receivers do require power, and I have a tricky way to kind of make sure that they keep power. You'll see in a second, once we get there. So we have the machine frame. We just need to make a normal dialing device from EnderIO, and I'll be honest, we could, if we really wanted to, use the EnderIO teleporter blocks, but these are slightly cheaper and sorta, so I'm gonna go with them, and they're a little bit easier to use. So plus we're gonna need them later anyways, so might as well have them now. Anyways, dialing device, we're gonna need an octadic capacitor. We have everything except for the ender resonator, which is 2 solarium, silicon, and a vibrant alloy, as well as I have no soul sand either. Ooh, I didn't think about that one. I might have some soul sand lying around. Yes, we do have some soul sand. So we're gonna need some soul sand and some gold. Let's just get half a stack of this stuff. It's good to have a little bit of this stuff lying around, but we just need 2 pieces, and then we need an Enderman head. So Enderman head, we have 1. That's not a good sign. We're also going to need some Enderman souls, but we'll get those later. So slice and splice. There we go. That will make the Ender resonator, and then we should be able to make the dialing device. I don't know why that keeps disappearing. And then we just need some redstone torches. 1, 2, and there is the dialing device. So that is a very important piece of this entire thing. And for right now, I kind of want to put it somewhere that's going to have plenty of power. But at the same time, I don't think this actually uses all that much power. I'm curious. Destination analyzer is pretty cheap, but not really needed. Okay. Where do we want to put this? By the way, I also extended our storage for our applied energistic system. Not a big deal. So eventually this is going to get its own building, and I don't know where we're going to put that. Honestly, we might put it... where would be a good place? I mean, I could put it over here. I have this as EnderIO. Or I could put it back here somewhere. That could also be good. But more than anything, I'm just kind of worried about... I don't want it to be too far away from where power is. So, alternatively, I think we could put it, like... It doesn't have to be a very big place, so it could go like right here. That wouldn't be bad. But we don't have power down here right now, so I'll decide that kind of later. For now, because we're gonna want power lines and all that kind of stuff literally everywhere. It's gonna be a pain in my butt to do all of that stuff. So you know what? We don't need the slime generator and the culinary generator or the oil generator. So for right now, let's go ahead and put the dialing device there, and it's going to start gathering power. So we'll put these guys away. Next, what we're going to need is a single matter transmitter. But it's basically the same recipe as the matter receiver, except for the rod at the bottom. One requires an ender crystal. The other requires some pulsating crystals. It's slightly different. So yeah, what we're going to want is 2 matter receivers. So we're going to want 2 of these. Wow, we're going to need a lot of pulsating nuggets. So 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to need 3 ender crystals in total. So that is vibrant crystals. And we're going to need 3 of these for at least now. As we need more, we'll get more. And then we're going to need soul vials, which means we're going to need... let's see, let's get here, go to the end. Soul vials. We're going to need fuse quartz and solarium. So we have some fuse quartz in the system already, which is good. We'll go ahead and place that. We're going to need 3. Can I get some more fuse quartz? Can I get like 20 of that? Okay, so basically what we're going to need to do is go get some Endermen, and the easiest way to do that is just go to our spawner. We'll spawn some in and just capture them manually. Enderman lights. So the Enderman should start spawning. Whoa. That is full. Huh. It would seem that our drawer is full. It is. Wow. Okay, let's turn the blaze spawner off. And I guess let's just take all these blaze rods back to the base with us. I know I need to do something about all this armor, but it's fine. We'll deal with that later. Anyways, dark glass doesn't give us glass back. Good to know. Unless we do that. Alright, so we should get some Enderman. He's running as hard as he can. There's one. We're just going to set in here and wait. Now later what we can do is we can make an auto spawner if we need to give us Enderman. It should be pretty easy to do, but if we just want mob drops, this is the better way. So we just gotta wait for the next Enderman to spawn any day now. And then we can move on. So these things are gonna be awful to make for a long time, but we'll live. We're gonna need another piece of dark glass. So we'll turn that off. Do I have... do... Alright, cool. So that's all taken care of. We have 3 Endermen. If we need more, we'll come back. But do we actually even have the machine that we need for this? No, of course not. Oh boy. Let's see. That is the soul binder. I never made a soul binder. Nope. Alright, so looks like we're making one of those. So soul binder is pretty easy. We just need an Enderman head, of course. Hold up. We have a staff of traveling in here. Now I knew I had one over here. That one's in Powered 2. Okay, we only need to make one of these, so that's a little bit better. Because the matter transmitter is the only thing we need for that. So we'll go ahead and place that down. And let's grab our machine frames. We're going to need one of those. And 2 of those. Alright. So we still need the Enderman head. We still need the soul binder. That's not going to be too much of a trouble to get. It's just going to be a little bit of crafting. So we'll run over here. Do we have... Let's just take a stack of Enderman heads. Our farm has been working pretty hard. So can't complain about that. We are going to need a machine chassis. That is a bit of a pain. But I think we need some more ender crystals anyways. In fact, I know we do, so it's not a loss or anything like that. So, machine chassis, let's make one of these. And that will give us the soul binder. So the soul binder is super duper important. Eventually, like I said, we could use an auto spawner to make the soul vials and all that kind of fun stuff. And we'd actually need a soul binder for that. They're called spawners, powered spawners. I'm kind of curious, how bad are they to make? They are not. So that might be a consideration sooner rather than later. Anyways, we need some sort of capacitor. Enhanced hungry. Planting. Clean cut. There's gotta be incredibly hungry impossible capacitor. Enhanced hiding. Let's just do this. This one should be good. So it's going to use a lot of power. And this also uses experience. I forgot about that part. Let's get like 20 levels. It uses raw experience, so we don't have to worry too much about like anything not working. It has a cool little animation too. And we'll get the ender crystals we need. So we only need 2 of the rods of returns, which is good. These require Dew of the Void, which is one of those things that we're going to need to make, which is kind of awful to make. So we're going to need 2 of these. 1 and 2. Alright, so with that taken care of, stop draining my batteries. Whatever. We are going to need... Now, it's the same recipe for both of them from here on out. So we need Dew of the Void. We're going to need 2, 4, 6 buckets of the Dew of the Void, which means we need to start working with the vat. So, what is currently in the vat? We have water. Let's break this. We're going to place the vat here, and we're going to grab just a conduit. So so that we can start powering it. So in order to make the Do of the Void, let's see, we are going to need, let's just bring that up. Do of the Void. Do of the Void is made, and this might be something we'll want to automate sooner rather than later again, but it's fine for now. So we're going to need nutrient distillation, grains of pieziality, which is pulsating crystals ground up, and grains of the end, which is ender crystals ground up. And it looks like 2 times. Okay, so I've never figured out what it is about this stuff, but I think what it is. So let's get a pulsating crystal. Let's actually get 2. 1, 2. And we're going to grind all this stuff up. Nope, not that. And we actually got 3, which is nice. Then if we want another ender crystal, we need a vibrant crystal, so we're going to need more vibrant alloy probably. Let's go ahead and craft like 30 of those. And let's do that. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get a powered spawner. So a powered spawner is going to require 2 vibrant crystals and just a bunch of other stuff. So we're going to need another vibrant crystal. And we're going to need, it looks like a Z-Logic controller, so that is a zombie head. We're going to need a, what is it? Solarium, silicon, and redstone. Alright, so all that stuff in here. And then another machine chassis. And then what we can do is we can basically use this to get as many soul vials of Enderman as we need. And it's going to be a lot easier. It's going to be a lot quicker in the long run. So might as well get it going. It's just going to use power. And I can live with that. So let's dump that off. Let's also grab a bucket. And a tank. Can we get another tank real quick? Just a normal fluid tank. Perfect. So we're going to put this to pole. And we have not much nutrient distillation. So if we put these in here, we need another bucket of nutrient distillation. So let's grab this guy. And go ahead and pull the nutrient distillation back out. Okay, so if we want more nutrient distillation, nutrient distillation is water, something else, and let's see, we can use heads. That requires 2. I want to do an experiment. So rotten flesh, sugar gives us 1x, mushrooms, netherwort. Okay, let's grab netherwort. I don't have much of this. And a mob head. And before we do anything else, we are going to need to go grab another Enderman. So let's do that. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's kind of difficult sometimes to kind of remember what all you need to do. Let's go ahead and break this side. And just wait for an Enderman. And I think we need to turn the lights off. Might help. There we go. And let's get out of here. After turning the lights back on and the spawner back off. Okay, so we don't have that many mob heads, but let's... Creeper ones are not all that useful, so let's just grab one of those. And what we're going to do is a couple things. So first of all, we're going to make our powered spawner. Easy enough. And then we're also going to want to, let's see, let's grab a bucket of water, or 2. So we have 2. This said it was 2x, 1.5. So what do we need? 4 buckets? So 3 buckets. And that will give us how much nutrient distillation? Let's see, we have 1378. Uh, 1378. That was not very much. Alright, so let's grab, I guess let's grab a stack of sugar and some rotten flesh. And that's what we'll use. So this stuff goes in there. And then all we have to do is... What kind of conduits are those? Those are pressurized fluid conduits. What's going to be the best way to do this? I guess we'll just take... Actually, we should be able to recipe these and get a few more. Okay, that'll work. We'll just need to grab our Yeta wrench. Or this might actually work. No. Okay. So we're going to need to grab our Yeta wrench, which I believe is back here. Maybe not. Do we not have a Yeta wrench? What have I been using? Yeah, we do. Okay. So we'll smack that connection, and this will just start making nutrient distillation. So we'll let that run for a little bit. Anyways, let's continue working on the powered spawner. So the next thing we're going to need is a broken spawner, which we have a few. There's a blaze, silverfish, cave spider. Okay, we're just going to use the blaze. And what we can do is we can actually soul bind this together. And then to finish it off, we need to combine with a broken spawner on an anvil. And that will give us the... Okay, this might take a while. And that will give us the powered spawner for Enderman. What we can do then is just start producing Enderman. We're not going to actually be spawning them. The reason we're doing all this is because powered spawners have 2 modes. They will either spawn or capture. What we want is capture mode. So what it will do is it will, well, capture the Enderman and the soul vials, and we don't have to worry about it. So it's really nice. Now, before we get too caught up in all this stuff, if we look at the rest of the things we're going to need to make, Telepad blocks require some octet capacitors, so we're going to need 12 of those. 12 capacitors. So let's get 11 more of those. We're actually out of some things. Glowstone. And then the other thing was the resonating redstone. So that's not too bad. Not perfect, but not too bad. And then redstone and ender pearl. We just need the glass cutter thing just somewhere. Is it in here? It is. Alright. So let's just get these guys broken, and we'll just make a bunch of these. Like a stack of them, I guess. That's not bad. So now we should be able to make the octet capacitors that we're going to need. That'll get to work. It'll take a little bit of time, but it'll be fine. Cool, we have an Enderman Spawner now. We just need to grab our anvil. So powered spawner with that. We need 16 levels. And there we go. So now we have an Enderman Spawner. Let's put that there. We're going to put this in capture mode. And we'll want a capacitor for it. Let's just find one real quick. Sure. So that is going to use a lot more power. Now this is incredibly expensive power-wise, but that's okay. So with that all working, we're going to take a break from the EnderIO stuff, and let's go ahead and start making the satellite, the space station. So what we're going to need for that is we're going to need 15 ingots of titanium. We'll get to all of it soon enough, but let's get rid of the nutrient distillation. I will continue working on all that stuff between episodes. So we need a handful of things. First thing we need is a satellite bay, which requires a machine structure. We're going to need 2 machine structures plus, I believe this thing requires that, so we need 6 machine structures. So let's go ahead and get, ooh, we don't have steel. Hopefully we have enough steel. Now, one of the first things we're going to do is get the zirconium we need so that we can, okay, we have a stack of steel. So that we can get into mechanism. And once we get into mechanism, the easiest thing in that to automate is steel production. Steel is actually really easy through mechanism. So that's what we're going to do. So we need 6 of these in total. We're also going to need, what is it, 2 blocks of gold. Actually, we're going to need 7 of those, but we'll get that in a second. So 2 blocks of gold. I want to make all the stuff for the warp core while we're kind of at it. The starch extractor, by the way, we have a bunch of these from the calculator from the circuit stuff. We're going to use those to power the matter receivers. These things actually require about 5,000 RF per reception, but we're going to do some fanciness so we don't have to make a transmitter for every receiver. We're going to get home different ways, and we're out of power. And it's probably this guy's fault. No, maybe not. Anyways, oh, it's that guy's fault. So let's start working on some other stuff. So we're going to do what we can with this, but being out of power is probably not a good thing. Anyways, yeah, it's very much not a good thing. You know what? We have a big reactor. And it is actually currently running, but doesn't have any fuel. My fuel is all in here. We just need a little bit of Yellorium, so I know we can go grab some. That shouldn't be a problem. And we're going to fix this power issue real quick. Promise it won't take too long. But yeah, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building a satellite, aka space station. The advanced rocketry isn't very good about separating those two terms. It kind of uses them interchangeably at times, which is not that big of a deal. It's just a little annoying. Alright, let's real quick just look around, see if we see any more Yellorium just hanging out. I think we'll go one more floor. Nope, there's some right here. We can sag mill alloy smelter to get a decent amount. At least for right now. Just so we can get our power back up and running. Okay, that should be fine. So let's go back up to the surface. Actually, we'll just grab these. Hey, that one actually fell through. Okay, so let's go back up to the surface. Let's process these guys and then get more power into our system so that we can hopefully get back to work. Because we're going to need some stuff that the applied logistics system is going to want to be on for. So it is a bit of a pain, but just grind these up. Furnace mode. Cook them. So first thing we're going to need, we're going to need a satellite base. So we're going to need two sets of titanium rods. And just a machine structure. That's not too bad. And then we're going to need a space station assembler. And this is when using the big guy is actually going to be important. So we're going to finally use the blast furnace from advanced rocketry. And that means I'm going to have to hook it up to power. But this guy is going to be required to make just a couple of things. It's not much. It's just some iridium, titanium iridium alloy. So we'll get that here in a moment. Let's go ahead and get power to our big reactor. And that is now full. We're going to be making quite a bit of power. And there's always the chance that we'll start getting... So it's making 3,000 RF per tick, and it's still not enough. But that's fine. Let's see. If our applied logistics system comes back on, perfect. So we need two rods immediately. Two sets of rods, I should say. So let's get that going. So that's just 2 ingots. For this, we're going to need titanium iridium alloy gears, one more set of rods, and 2 gears. So that is 8. And that should be pretty much it for the titanium stuff. So what we need now is iridium. Fun, right? So in order to get the iridium gears, we're going to need iridium ingots of some sort. So we can get iridium from I know we can do stuff with sheldonite. I kind of want to look at that. Sheldonite. If we industrial grind that, we'll get iridium nuggets. We don't have an industrial grinder, so I think what we'll just do is go ahead and use iridium ores. We're going to need 4 of these. And all we need to do with this is compress it. That will give us the ingots, and then that will allow us to make the stuff we need. So 4 of them compressed. Shouldn't take too long, especially when I grab these guys and put them in there. So that will make the titanium iridium alloy gears. So we just need to put that into... is there another way to get these? No, of course not. We have to do this through the electric arc furnace. Now this thing is incredibly slow, so we might not get everything done today. That'll be okay. We'll live. It's just a matter of getting this stuff started. So conduits. Do we have the machine structures yet? Yes. So we can make the satellite bay. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need, let's see, 2 control circuits and a user interface, which means I need more lime. So bone meal. This should be the last of the lime dye we'll need to make, because we're pretty much done. Actually, probably not. Yes, it is. And then the control circuits are what? Basic, copper, silicon, and redstone. So we have some copper plates, redstone, and silicon plates. So you just need to turn these 2 into plates. And hold on. Always active. Oh, that's not plates. Whoops. Glad that didn't work. Alright, so we're going to try to grab these before the applied logistic system takes them, but there we go. Cool. So with that taken care of, we can make the control circuits, we can make the iridium alloy, the titanium iridium alloy, and go from there. So let's see, we put input hatch those. This doesn't have any power, but it seems to be trying to work. No, come on. Let's see, can we get up here? We can. Alright, so just bring these down here. And the question is, do we have enough line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. We need just a few more. Alright. So let's get this powered up. So we're gonna need some more conduits. It's not that big of a deal. Make me like 20 of those, and then we can get the other stuff going while we're working over there. But crafting. All right, 8 should be enough for now. Okay, so once we have this hooked up and started and all that fun stuff, it'll do its thing. We need 2 of these. Alright, cool. Let's head underground and hook this up. So eventually we'll make things look nice. That might be something I do work on while I'm waiting for everything to come in with the bauxite, but that should start powering up the electric arc furnace, hopefully. And then we should be able to start getting the space station builder. So with this, what we're going to need is, yeah, this is going to take forever, FYI. Also, it doesn't have all that much power. So let's just do this. And just to make it look a little bit nicer, we're going to disable that one. So each one of these should have 10,000 power. So that'll make it go a little bit quicker. But do we have the control circuits? We do. So now we can make the well, another of the rocket things. So this guy, rocket assembly machine, and then we're going to need machine chassis times 4. We're going to put those in the chest over here to indicate the dilithium stuff. And yeah, so the last thing we need for the actual space station assembler is the advanced circuits and then the titanium iridium alloy gears. So do we have 2 advanced circuits? I hope we do, just so I don't have to make any more. Hey, we do. Cool. So how do we make these satellites? Well, the space station, the whole thing with this is pretty straightforward. We make it just like the rocket. It just requires a different machine and all that kind of stuff. So it's not that big of a deal. It's not that much different or anything like that. So it is really just a matter of making whatever we want. Now, the bigger we make the space station, the harder it is to go to space with it. That being said, we'll live. Like, it shouldn't be too bad. We make a fairly small one, and then what we can do is actually go to the space station. When we launch it, it will set up before we get there, and yeah, so the first one is almost done. That's how long it takes. Does it give me a time thing here? No. It's just really slow. So we set up the space station, and all we're going to do for the space station is something like this. I actually really like how that looks. It looks really nice. That's all we're going to do. And we're going to put that into the satellite bay. We'll need to bring our old rocket back from the overworld here. And we launch the rocket with us on it up to the space station, and we can expand up there. So there's a couple other ways you can do that, the expansion stuff, but this is going to be the way we do it, just because it makes the most sense. So let's take a look at the warp core. We're going to need 4 titanium plates for this. So let's go ahead and get those. And if we can make the warp core itself, that'd be nice. And I think that'll probably be where we stop for today. Just because I don't want to have you guys wait around for the titanium iridium gears, and with the power issues, because I decided to make the octadic capacitors, which, how's that doing? Actually almost done. That's really good, actually. So let's put that away, and see, we're gonna need 2 steel plates and a copper coil. We're also gonna need 2 more of the 2 more of the things, advanced circuits. So these things, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and These things, we're going to need 2 sets. So that makes the copper coil. And then we just need steel plates times 2. And if we want to make another advanced circuit, we just need a block of redstone. Oops, grains, and then a piece of gold. So I'm going to work on, I've shown you guys how to make the grains of Pesiality and the grains of the end. I'm going to try to make as much do with the void as I possibly can. It's going to be a bit of a pain to do, but we'll get there. And hopefully next time we'll be ready to make the matter transmitter and receiver. I'll get a lot of that stuff kind of prepped as well. A little bit more than I did. But yeah, I didn't realize how bad some of this was going to actually be. So we have the first titanium iridium alloy. And this stuff isn't really useful for much of anything other than the space station assembler and the space station assembler. So that's it. So we don't really have to worry about making any more of this stuff. But we have this whole thing because why not? We kind of needed it. Hey, we got some more rocket fuel. Good. This thing is almost done. We'll get the advanced circuits. And then be able to make hopefully a couple of things. Alright, so yeah, next time what we're going to do is we are going to finish making the matter transmitter and the matter receivers. So that requires the teleporter. I'll go ahead and make the advanced, all this stuff except for probably the frequency transmitter. Or at least I'll make most of it, get most of it ready. I'll get most of this stuff ready, including all these ender crystals. We're going to need a ton of those. But it's going to be a lot easier now with, well, having what we do with the powered spawner. So that was probably the best investment we made. It's going to be very expensive, but it means we can get a ton of Enderman souls very easily. So steel plates. There is the warp core itself. So we just need a ton of, we need one more input hatch and a ton of, let's go ahead and make a machine structure. What is this? Rocket assembly machine. Nah, that's something we're going to need. So input hatch, I believe, is just a chest on top of the machine structure. So once that is ready, which it is, input hatch. So warp core, 2 blocks of gold, 4 machine structures, and an input hatch. Cool. We have everything we need except for the 15 blocks of titanium, which is going to be a pain. We only have 31 bauxite. That's not much. Oh man. So we might start using dark steel balls in this guy. The reason being is it's going to be better for running bauxite through. We'll get more bauxite dust out of it. And so I think that's what we're going to start doing, just to get the most we can. Anyways, this is almost done. We're going to take this out. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make the first batch of we're gonna put the nutrient distillation right here. We're going to, how do I want to do this? Extract mode. Switch those, void the water. We can then put this here. And we're going to have pull there. We can put the other tank of rocket fuel in there. And then we put those in there. And that will start making our first batch of Dew of the Void. So once this is done, I want to see what it's going to be, and then we can go from there. So you know what? I think the iridium is probably done. Let's go ahead and finish this up. We'll make the matter transmitters, matter receivers next time, and as well as the charge porter, which I haven't really talked about yet, but that is kind of crucial to my plan. It's going to allow us to kind of teleport back home without any issues. So that's the idea. We take a rocket down to the planet, we do what we need on the planet, and then we set up our little base, and then basically we'll be able to always go back there. That's the idea. So how much Dew of the Void did we make? We made a bucket. Alright, so we're going to need to do a lot of that. I'm going to work on getting all of that stuff taken care of. Should not be too much of an issue at this point. It's just going to be kind of time consuming. But we should be able to make this space station assembler. And the only thing left that we're going to need is this guy, the linker, and a couple of the circuits. And that should be pretty much it. So we're going to take... let's make 3. Now, does this use the linker up? It does. Alright, so we're going to get 3 space station ID chips, and that is going to allow us to basically, we can copy the ID chip, and it'll make things a lot nicer. So let's go ahead and make this satellite, aka space station. It's the same thing, I know. It's complicated, it's weird. I don't know why it uses the same terminology for both, but it does. So we need the space station assembler. We place this down. We put the circuits, scan this, and build. Cool. So we have the space station container, station chip ID. Now, how do I copy these? Not entirely sure how to copy these. And did it just eat that? I think it did. So I'm gonna have to make another satellite bay. That's annoying. Okay. So I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna retry that. I'll figure out how to copy the disk, the circuit things, but we'll probably want to make another one. I'd like to have 3 just in case. One with us whenever we're going places with the rocket. One here on Earth, and then one probably at the space station itself. So we'll see. But I'll need to make another satellite bay, another satellite thing, and all that fun stuff. So anyways, that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know we were a little bit all over the place, but got a lot of work done. And next time, hopefully, we'll be able to go back out to space and maybe go to Mars. We'll see. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!